Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Let's get right into it. You know, I heard a vicious rumor the other day about the new 2024 redesigned Toyota Tacoma. And typically, I don't usually run with rumors, you know, because usually it's just somebody on the web spouting out something that they have no credibility about or no proof that anything is going on. So when I first heard this rumor, I kind of discounted it, right? And I thought, you know, I'm not going to make a video about this. I'm not going to talk about it. But a couple weeks or so has gone by, and I'm starting to think maybe this is true. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I have heard that there is some sort of an issue with the next generation Tacoma, and that Toyota is delaying the release of it as far as fully letting everything out, right? I mean, we've seen pictures and they've been driving them around to places and stuff like that, but you still can't get on Toyota's site and actually spec one out or actually order one. And by the way, speaking of ordering one, I just have to voice this again because it drives me nuts. I keep getting comments, people telling me that they went in and they placed their order for this brand new Toyota Tacoma. And I'm like, what did you place an order for? And they'll say, you know, well, it's the TRD off-road. And somebody even said the new Trail Hunter, right? And I'm like, how is that possible? I mean, it hasn't even been released yet. How can you order something that you don't know pricing on, you don't know specs on, you don't know anything about it? I mean, how does the dealership actually communicate what it is that you're ordering to the manufacturer so that you can get what you want? They can't, because they don't have that information yet either. So what they're doing is they're taking your money, a deposit, and then they're hoping that they get something that's allocated to them that's close enough to what you want, that they can give you that phone call that says, hey, I just wanted to let you know, we're not able to get your truck yet, but this one's coming in and it's pretty close. Now, there is a $5,000 or $10,000 premium on it because it's in such high demand. Are you interested? And they're hoping that you'll bite, that you'll say, yep, I want it. You'll pay that extra money, or some part of it anyway, and go ahead and take one of those trucks. The dealership, they've made interest money on whatever you and everybody else has deposited. You know, all of that adds up when you group enough money together, right? And then they're happy and they move on. And in the end, they never ordered anything because they can't order anything. So anyway, this rumor that Toyota has put some sort of a hold or an extension into releasing the Tacoma. I'm hearing it more and more. And because we don't have anything yet, I mean, we're in mid-October now, right? Isn't it typically about this time or maybe a week or so earlier when in the past Toyota has released new models, redesigns of different vehicles, the Tundra, the Prius, the Corolla, the Camry? I mean, almost everything they have, typically they release that information a little bit earlier than where we're at right now. So I am starting to think that maybe there is some kind of an issue. Maybe in these trucks, these test mules that they've got running around all over the place that they're showing off, that there's been some sort of an issue. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, who wants to have Toyota go ahead and put this truck out there for sale when they know they're not going to be able to deliver when they normally would have because there's some sort of a problem that they're trying to get resolved? Well, obviously, we don't want them to do that. My problem is why aren't they being forthright? Why hasn't there been, at least not that I've seen, any kind of an official announcement from Toyota themselves stating that there's some sort of a problem with whatever it is? I mean, why not be honest with your customers? It's not that big a deal. Let us know what's going on so that our expectations are realistic. And some of these folks who are running out to dealerships and plopping down deposits on trucks that don't exist will at least be educated on what to expect so that they don't get mad and it doesn't create ill will towards the manufacturer, towards Toyota. It doesn't make any sense to me. But let's run with it for a minute. Let's say that, yeah, it is true, and I realize this is still speculation because We haven't seen anything official from Toyota, but let's run with it. So what happens then? Let's say that, I don't know, the new truck is delayed for a month or maybe 2. Does that mean that Toyota continues to build the current generation, the 3rd generation, and that you'll be able to get it longer? I know there are folks out there who are happy about that, because I also know there are people out there, at least they tell me, that they're teetering. You know, they're trying to decide whether or not they should actually buy the new truck or go ahead and pick up a current 3rd gen. Now, the problem with that is for Toyota is announcing, and maybe this is why they don't do it, but announcing a delay on the new model might actually push people who are on the fence out there to go ahead and buy the older model, which is a little bit less money, and it's not going to be getting that brand new truck out there on the road for everybody to see, free advertising, and want to go ahead and get a hold of. So maybe that's why Toyota is holding off, because from a business standpoint, it may not be a good thing for them. I'm not exactly sure. So what advice would I have, I guess? If you are one of those folks who are teetering on the edge, at this point, we don't know when we're going to be able to get the 2024. You know, me personally, I'm waiting for the hybrid version. I want the full Monty. I've talked about this recently. I want the whole thing. For me, that probably means I'm going to wait maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. I hope not. I hope I'm really being over cautious when I say that, because I don't know if I can wait that long, to be honest. I think once this new one comes out and I see it starting to show up on the road and I'm going to go to the dealership and look at it, I don't know if I can actually wait that long to go ahead and get the new one. We'll see. But my advice to you is I would go ahead and pick one up now. There isn't any aftermarket adjustment on it. It's going to be less money than what the new ones are going to be anyway. It's reliable, it's dependable, it's good quality. If you listen to what some folks say out there, it might even be worth more money down the road in terms of resale, because it's still the V6 naturally aspirated non-turbo engine. Who knows if that's true? Time will tell. It's like buying something that you think is going to be a collector's item, and then 30 years from now it's worth $1 when you thought it was going to be worth $1,000. You never know. But I would go ahead. I wouldn't hold off. This truck is perfectly fine, perfectly capable. And the one thing I really love about the Tacoma, you know, somebody sent me a note recently about the Gladiator. They went out to start it, and they're having that auxiliary battery problem. It wouldn't start. They couldn't even put it into neutral to back it out of the garage so that somebody could pick it up on a flatbed and tow it to the dealership. What a bummer. I don't have that concern with the Toyota Tacoma. Every time I push that button, and yes, I have the push button start, which I love. You can keep your keys. It works. It runs. I never have to worry about it. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know. I would be curious if any of you folks out there have been hearing this rumor yourselves. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.